Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm excited to talk about a new Atari 2600 Multicart done by the same person who made the awesome Ultimate cartridge, the 8-bit Multicart. Electro Trains is the Atari Age username, and he has, for the last few months, finalizing the 2600 Uno cart, and it's a DIY, do-it-yourself. All the plans are online. You can make it yourself, or you can purchase one that's created, and that's by the brewing company. McRory is a username on Atari Age. Can put it together for you for under 50 bucks. That's right. Case, everything to it. I'm going to test it. I'm going to give my thoughts about it. Let's check it out. All right, here it is. The Atari 2600 Uno cart. SD card. I used a 16 gigabyte, just a standard generic, kind of go to Walmart or anywhere and get your cheap SD card. And fits right there. And it's important to know that there's a jumper in the front top of this case. And again, there's a little plastic piece, and it falls off easily. Again, in North America, you do not need to have the jumper on one of these pins. Again, this is mostly for other regions. And let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, I thought I'd open it up and show the actual board. And again, this is done by Electro Trains, Atari Age user. And he whipped this together pretty fast. Again, he started posting about this in January, and I'm sure he was working on it before then. But again, very cool that it's open source. You can add, mod, and the link will be below. And so you can make this yourself using off-the-shelf parts. And so here you go, backside. And again, 3D printed cartridge, 2 screws, and again, you can print your own Atari 2600 3D cart. Here's the manual. Again, I'm not the most technical person, but wanted to show it. This manual that comes with it talks about a quick start, PAL NTSC configuration, a little jumper that comes with it is a little plastic piece, SD cards, kind of the format. Really important to note that on the right here, compatibility, and again, it talks about that is it's not 100% with DPC support, but it is sufficient to play Pitfall 2, which I will be showcasing on my video. Cartridge type and a file extension. Takes a couple different formats, and again, you can reprogram it, and there's some other technical things about this that is great. And if you are a home brewer, if you're making an Atari 2600 game, this is going to be a go-to. It's going to be a cheap way of testing your ROM on an actual 2600. Alright, I wanted to show the menu, and this is on my modded S-Video 2600. I've had this in my collection a while. And again, it's important to know that you have to put the ROMs on your SD card in a certain way on this multi-cart. And so it can only have 80 file names at a time. And so what I've done is I've organized it, broken up the alphabet, and put my ROMs of my 2600 games accordingly. And so you can only have, again, if you put all your ROMs on the multi-cart and don't have some sub-menus, it's not going to work. And so, it's going to work, but it's only going to show 80 of the games. And so if you do it this way, if you break it down, and you can break it down any way you want. I have a bunch of homebrews mixed with my standard ROM carts. And so I did it this way. You can have it organized any way you want. I just wanted to showcase this, and you can organize it the way you wish. So I'm going to show you down here, and you select a letter or letters, and just to go back, you can just go back there. And so I just want to go down here and I want to show you Froggen Arcade. There you go. That's what I called it. You can name files any way you want. Again, I'm using bin files, but yep, there it is. Loading a supercharger game. So voila, there it is. Froggen Arcade. Which is, by the way, if you haven't played Froggen Arcade, the Sega version is amazing on the 2600. I mean, it is just mind-boggling. So just really neat that this version can be played on this multi-cart, and I love that. And yeah. Alright, great to see Pitfall 2 work on this console. Really, really happy. This is such an amazing game. It's a technical feat for people who are curious about this. This is a very advanced game for hardware, especially for the Atari 2600. David Crane was amazing. Got to meet him in person too. It was really great having him talk about his stories back in the day. So anyways, want to show it working. Very cool to see Pitfall 2 working. And I want to show some other games as well. Such a cool game. And so, you know, being able to, you know, maybe you're a collector and you don't want to play with your cartridges. This is the way to go to play this. Now, it's important to note that the cartridge itself is a little bit tight on original 2600 systems, especially with a 3D case. Now, if you make your own case, again, not so much an issue. This multi-cart plays homebrews fine, and this is a game that I was a star in. Came out a long time ago, and it plays like a Game & Watch game, and you have to avoid spiders and water from the sky, and it's fun. Fun little game. Simple premise, getting from one side of my garage to the other, and yeah, it's neat. Neat that this plays it fine. Again, it's going to play simple 2600 games and supercharger games. It's just not going to play the more advanced homebrew games that are on melody boards. But again, you know, you can go to Atari Age for those games. And again, it plays everything else great. One of the all-time classics on the 2600 is Millipede. And to me, this is an example of a home version of an arcade classic that I think is actually better on the 2600. It's Twitch, it's super fast, and you know, the graphics aren't there. But again, this is an amazing classic. I absolutely love this game. I like it 10 times better than Centipede. I think it's just better in every way. I play this game all the time, and this is just a good example of why this multi-cart is effective and amazing. It's just it plays all the original games from the original 2600 library. That's right, everything, including Pitfall 2, which I showed. But again, this is just a game. If you don't know where to start on an Atari 2600 library, it's pretty hard to go wrong with Millipede. Millipede to me is hard, fun, Twitch, everything that, you know, I think made Atari and put Atari on the map. You know, it's just a lot of fun. And those darn spiders. So there you have it. This is an awesome budget multi-cart that does play all of the original Atari 2600 library. Now, it doesn't play some of the newer homebrew games with the extra bells and whistles, and that's kind of a bummer, but there's another multi-cart for that, and it's the Harmony Encore. It's an amazing multi-cart, and you know, it's double the price. So for under 50 bucks, or something that you want to tinker around with or make yourself, here it is. All the plans are online, and the link's below for that. If you just want to buy the multi-cart and have someone else make it for you, the link's below as well. And it's open source, and you can add and tinker with it as you wish. So there you have it. I tested it, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty effective, and the fact that it plays supercharger games as well, I like that. The links are below. Thank you so much for people continuing to tune in to my humble channel as I march towards 60,000 subs. I'm almost there. I also have a Patreon if you want to support me there. It does help me out so much. I am saving up for additional equipment to make things better on my channel. And, you know, all the wonderful comments from people around the world. I try to listen to them, and it's amazing how many people from different countries and places in the world are tuning into this. It's awesome. It keeps me going, and I'm having fun. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock. Take care.